What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the MaddenBallerz YouTube channel and our Georgia State Dynasty. The Panthers have rebounded nicely since their first loss 3 weeks ago, winning 3 straight games, the last one coming last week at home against Arkansas State in a 28-13 victory, moving them to number 16 in the country. This week they will be on the road to face off against Texas State, 6-4. We come in at 9-1, trying to get our 4th straight victory after our first loss of the season and move up those rankings. Can the Panthers get that win? We'll find out next.
Georgia State's been on.
Georgia State will defer to the second half and kick off to begin this game. Back in his own end zone is Allen for Texas State, and he is going to take a knee, and they will start from the 25 here. First play from scrimmage. Burks is going to hand off to Bradley, cuts it back inside here, has the first down, and more pass midfield, using his speed downfield to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Courtney Bradley, and Texas State, the first play from scrimmage, 75 yards on the ground, and a touchdown, putting Texas State up 7-0. Our first studio update here. Number 22 Virginia Tech beats number 18 Georgia Tech, 24-21. As we go back to our game here, Georgia State takes over, down by a touchdown here. First play for them on offense is a handoff to George, and a loss of 3 yards, stopped in the backfield. 2nd and 13 now. Smith back to pass here, drops back and fires outside to Marcus Jackson. He has the first down catch up to the 41, 18-yard gain. 2nd down and 4 now. Smith will hand off to George up the middle, eluding defenders and using his speed for a 13-yard gain on the ground into Bobcat territory. Smith back to pass now on 1st and 10, and this one's going to be caught by David Bailey for a first down and a 15-yard face mask penalty at the end of that play. 1st and 10 now from the 14. Handoff to George up the middle, and he's going to gain 6 yards down to about the 8-yard line. Later in the drive, it's 3rd and inches. Handoff to George up the middle. Cannot make it to the end zone, but does get that first down. 1st and goal to go now for the Panthers here. And Smith will hand off to George, and he makes his way into the end zone for the touchdown, tying this game at 7. And 50 touchdowns now this season for the Panthers, as Texas State takes over here. Quick pass, screen pass by Burks is almost picked off by Jerome Schroeder. Should have had the pick. 3rd and 13 now for the Bobcats. Out of the shotgun, Burks looking to the sideline, and it is almost picked off again by Schroeder. Another deflection, and Georgia State takes over after the punt. Smith back to pass. They have good field position here, and he's going to try to the sidelines there for Jackson, but it is deflected by Kevin Patrick. 3rd and 7 now. Smith under center will fake the handoff, drop back, fire deep in a double coverage for Mark Moore, but it's incomplete, and Georgia State has to punt here. The ensuing punt here, the kick downfield is downed inside the 5 at the 3, and Georgia State takes over on defense here. 3rd and 2 now. Burks takes off on the read option up the middle. He will go 13 yards and a first down for Texas State. 3rd and 3 now. Burks keeping it on the read option. I think this has got to be a glitch because this has happened more than once to me. Eventually one of the Georgia State defenders gets to him and takes him down, and Texas State would punt. Georgia State takes over here near midfield. 2nd and 4. Handoff to Lamont George. Down the sideline he goes. Tries to put the juke move on, but cannot get by him. 32 yards inside the 20. 1st and 10 now. Smith will hand off to Culver, and Culver will be stopped for a short gain of 2. And at the end of 1 quarter, this game is tied up at 7 apiece. Georgia State knocking on the door here to start the second quarter. All tied up at 7. The handoff goes to George, and he's putting on the juke move to get into the end zone there, breaking ankles and scoring a touchdown. Lamont George puts the Panthers up 14-7 there. Texas State takes over here, 2nd and 3. Burks is going to lob that one up for Copeland, and he's going to make the catch, 21 yards at midfield. 1st and 10 now for Texas State. Burks back to pass. Another lob up there for Courtney Bradley, throwing defenders to the ground and pushed out of bounds inside the 30. 1st and 10 now. Burks in the shotgun. Hands off to Bradley on the delay, and he's hit hard after a gain of 5 yards. 3rd and 5 now for Texas State. Burks back to pass, looking, pressured, and brought down for a sack on the play. That would lead to a field goal to make it 14-10. Georgia State, Smith, and the Panthers back on offense, 3rd and 5. The screen play to George goes for 6 yards and a 1st down. 1st and 10 now. Smith looking to pass here on 1st and 10. Scrambling out to his left here, taking off and throwing on the run to a wide open Trevor Phillips downfield, down to the 25-yard line. 2nd and 4 for Georgia State here. Smith will hand off to George, trying to find something up the middle. He cannot find a hole and is taken down for a 2-yard loss. 3rd and 6 now. Smith in the shotgun looking to pass here, steps up. He's going to be pressured, and he's going to be brought down for a 10-yard loss on the play. 4th and 16. Georgia State's going to try a field goal attempt here, a long one, 48 yards. It's hooking back in, but it is short, no good, and Texas State takes over here. 1st and 10. Burks back to pass. Looking, firing deep, and wide open it is Allen, and he's going to break 2 tackles and make his way into the end zone. Cornell Allen, 1 play, 69 yards and a touchdown for Texas State, and they take the 17-14 lead. Looking at our offensive production, Marcus Jackson, only 18 yards of offense so far in this game. We need to get him going. 2nd and 9 as Georgia State takes over here. Smith back to pass, firing deep for Jackson, and it is deflected, incomplete. Jackson not having one of his best days. 3rd and 9, handoff to George, and he's going to break some tackles here, get outside, and get that 1st down up to the 30. 1st and 10, Georgia State. Smith back to pass here out of the shotgun, looking deep, and Jackson is there, but the pass is offline, incomplete. 3rd and 10 now. Smith will take the handoff, hand it off to George, and George is going to get another 1st down on a long 3rd down play. 2nd and 10 now. Georgia State. Smith back to pass, looking, firing, and this one intended for Mark Moore is picked off by Samuel, brought down to the 45-yard line. And Texas State will take over with under a minute to go here. Burks back to pass. He's going to dump it off to Young, who's going to make his way inside the 35 down to about the 30. 2nd and 3 here. Burks back to pass, lobbing this one up for Miller, and Miller makes the catch. 1st and 10 from the 11 here. Burks in the shotgun, going to keep it himself in the read option, but he runs into his own lineman there and only gains 1, and they get in the hurry up here with 13 seconds left. Burks back to pass on 2nd and 9 to the end zone, and caught by Derek Young, and Young has the touchdown to put Texas State up 24-14 heading into halftime. Georgia State has a 10-point deficit to come back from here as they start out the second half with the ball. 3rd and 6. Smith will hit Bailey for a 1st down catch, and the drive continues. Look at the halftime stats here. Georgia State dominated in that first half by the Texas State Bobcats, giving up 263 yards of offense to them, 17 points in that second quarter. 1st and 10 now for the Panthers. Smith back to pass, and he cannot find anybody open before he is sacked for a 9-yard loss. 2nd and 19 now for the Panthers. Handoff to George, and he's going to get outside here and use his speed and illusion to get by the defenders and down to the 34-yard line. A big gain on the ground for George, just tearing it up today. 1st and 10, Smith is going to be sacked again. The second time already on this drive. 3rd and 8 now for Georgia State. Smith back to pass over the middle, and Donald Clark cannot come up with it. It is broken up. And 4th down and 8. Georgia State's going to go for it after missing a field goal earlier in the game from this yardage. Over the middle to Mark Moore, and it is incomplete. Georgia State turns the ball over. Texas State takes over here. Burks back to pass, throwing off his back foot, and he hits Young. Good arm strength there by Burks. 2nd down and 7 now for Texas State. Burks back to pass, and he's going to dump it off to Miller, who breaks a tackle past midfield into Panther territory at the 40-yard line. 2nd down and 10 now. Burks will hand off on the delay to Bradley up the middle. 1st down on the ground for Bradley. 2nd and 4 now later in the drive. Burks back to pass, firing, lobbing it up for Copeland, and he cannot catch it. He was wide open too. 3rd and 4 now. Burks out of the shotgun, looking to pass this one as well. Steps up, stumbles, and takes off as no one's open downfield, and gains just enough for that 1st down. 2nd and 11 now. Burks will keep it on the read option, take it out to the left, 1st down, and end zone, and Texas State strikes first here in the second half and opens their lead up to 31-14. Under 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Georgia State with the ball, 2nd and 3. Smith's going to hit Mark Moore over the middle into Bobcat territory, 16 yards on the pass and catch. 1st and 10 now. Smith will fake the handoff, look to pass, back up and fire it deep to David Bailey. He's taken down at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for Georgia State here. Smith is going to keep it on the read option here, and he's going to get outside. 1st down and more down to the 3-yard line there. 1st and goal to go here. Smith will hand off to Lamont George up the middle, fighting his way through defenders and into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown on the day, getting Georgia State back within 10 points at the end of 3 quarters.
Texas State.
Georgia State cut the lead to 10 right before the start of the 4th quarter. Texas State with the ball to start the 4th quarter. Burks is going to dump it off to Bradley, who cannot hang on, and Texas State has to punt. Georgia State takes over here down by 10. Smith on 1st and 10, back to pass, firing deep, and hits Marcus Jackson into Texas State territory. 1st and 10 here. Smith under center will hand off to Culver up the middle, uses his speed to gain 8 yards on the ground. 1st and 10 now, as they would get that 1st down. Smith is going to look to pass. Looking, avoids a sack, and finds Jackson for a 10-yard gain. Another 1st down for Georgia State. Down at the 24, it's 1st and 10. Smith firing downfield, and a nice one-handed grab by Marcus Jackson. He's gotten back into this game, making a difference. 1st and goal now from the 10. Smith will hand off to George, and he makes his way inside the 5. A 5-yard gain down to the 4. 2nd and goal. Smith under center will hand off to George, and he's going nowhere. Stop for no gain on the play. 3rd and goal now. Smith under center, hands off to George, and this time he makes his way into the end zone. But wait, there's a flag on the play, and this one is coming back. Holding on Georgia State sets up 3rd and goal from the 13. Smith back to pass here, looking, pressured, scrambles out to his right, and ends up throwing this one away, and he may have been able to scramble for the touchdown, but instead they kick the field goal. 31-24 now, Texas State ahead, as this pitch back to Greg Miller goes for negative yardage. Good play on 1st and 10. Georgia State needs a big stop here. 2nd and 12. Hand off to Bradley on the delay, and he's going to break a tackle and make his way forward for the 1st down. 13 yards on the ground. 1st and 10 now. Burks keeps it on the read option, and he is going to be stopped behind the line. A loss of 4 yards later on in the drive. It's 3rd and 9 for Texas State. Burks back to pass here. He's going to hit Allen here on the sideline for a 14-yard gain and a 1st down, and Georgia State cannot stop them on 3rd down. 2nd and 6 now. Burks back to pass. He hits Copeland, and Copeland makes his way forward into Panther territory for a first down. Under 2 minutes to go. 2 timeouts left for Georgia State. Burks is going to hit Miller over the middle. That will be good enough for a first down inside the 35. Later in the drive, it's 2nd and 1. Last chance for Georgia State to get the stop with no timeouts left. And Texas State gets the first down on the ground, and they can celebrate the upset victory today. Sean Burks, your player of the game, 241 yards, 3 total touchdowns on the day, and Texas State upsets number 16 Georgia State 31-24. Taking a look at stats from our game today, Georgia State very good on the ground, 195 yards. Lamont George over 200 on the ground, I believe. But Texas State had this one since the second quarter. Players of the game for Georgia State, Lamont George, 25 carries, 198 yards, 3 touchdowns. Tim Harvey on defense, 8 tackles, 2 for a loss. And let's talk about some recruiting now. I haven't showed a bunch of recruiting this year, and that's because we just have not had any news really, and that is going to be the story leading into the off season. We only have 3 commits on this team so far, and I believe like 15 spots maybe to fill. I am not sure, but we have a lot of spots to fill, and we need to get those recruits now. Georgia State, after their second loss of the season, is number 19 in the country now. Luckily, we didn't leave the top 25. Last week of the season is coming up in the next episode, week 14. Against the University of Louisiana Lafayette at home, 7-4. We come in at 9-2, looking to finish with a win before we go to a bowl game. We are guaranteed to go to a bowl game this year, just not sure which one yet. But if you like this episode, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.